Okay.
No, I can see you. I can see you. I can see you, but I cannot see the
Yes,
slides.
I'm going to share my screen again. Okay.
No,
Can you
not this slide. A previous one. Yes, this one. Yeah, this one. Thank you. In this slide, we can show the A and B figures that it's a neural. Just a second. It's a neural stem and progenitor cells and the glioblastoma stem like cells. The EG, in this figures with the dependent plasticity of neural stem and progenitor cells and glioma stem cells like cells. In A, the neural stem cells EGFR promote the self renewal and proliferation, while withdrawal of EGFR leads to terminal differentiation along with the astrocytics and neural and oligodendrocytic lineage. But in the second, the glioma stem cells, the EGF modulate the expressions of EGFR at the protein level and EGF amplification present in the original tumor, withdrawing the EGF from the cell culture and and in some cases lead to up and upregulate the EGFR expressions. While repeated the simulation with exogenesis, EGFR reduced the amount of EGF in the cells. Next. As followed by the previous slide, we have used the illotinib as a drug here, and as we all know that Illotinib is a small molecules, and it's all small tyrosine kinase inhibitor. It's EGFR, and it crosses the blood-brain barrier also. Half of the glioblastoma have the high expressions, high expressions of um, EGFR, and blocking EGFR may be block glioblastoma growth in vision. And they bind the ATP binding sites of the receptors and the epidermal growth factor receptors as a therapeutic target in the glioblastoma, as in the tyrosine kinase inhibitors. And these are some promising results. That's why we are using illotinib reports in cancers with the high expressions of EGFR. And next slide. These are the mechanism in illotinib in EGFR. It shows that the AKT pathway is one of the AKT pathway is. Can you see me? Hello.
Yes, we can see you and hear you.
Yes, actually there is some internet problem. I'm sorry.
No, we can clearly hear you.
Yeah, in this figure we can say the AKT pathway is one of the effective mechanism of epidermal growth factor receptor, but warrant consideration of the stand alone target that AKT is a serine threonine kinase that is a part of phosphatidylinositol 3 kinase PI3K and signaling pathway. The glioma stem cells are the most dependent on AKT signaling than non-glioma stem cells, rendering the AKT is a potential target. AKT is a potential target for preventing affecting glioma stem cells, and upon EGFR activation, the PI3K stimulates PIP2, which is the turn stimulates the phosphorylation of AKT, and AKT is a critical regulators of multiple cellular functions, and such as a proliferation, survival, and metabolism. The phosphate and tannous homologous pattern can directly concentrate and reverse the effect of PI3K, and both EGFR and AKT may be inhibited by the drugs used clinical setting, and illotinib is one of the inhibit EGFR. It's a known EGFR to inhibit these PTEN and PI3K. Next. As I already told that the erlotinib is already patent drug in the lung cancer, and in the lung cancer, and that's why we have used in the erlotinib in our study. And there is a several factors contributes to this light, and erlotinib that selectively inhibits the EGFR, which drives development of lung and many other cancers. And numerous describe antineoplastic or anti-glioblastoma signaling effects the erlotinib have been well documented in the preliminary studies. Next. As we see in this slide, the erlotinib and other molecules combination therapy, and the first the agent in this some clinical trials, erlotinib is singly used, and some are with the temozolomide, and these RT are the radiation therapies, and they are all targeted to EGFR and VEGF and PDGFR and RAS and mTOR. But these are some clinical development, how they are which they are right now in phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trials. These are the some clinical trials numbers codings, and these are this stated, some are active and some are completed. Next slide. And these are the some clinical approved drug discovered through computer aided drug approaches, because these days, as we all know, the computer aided drug designing is highly recommend because of this pandemic, because of this COVID pandemic, using computer designing effectively. The next. These are the flow chart, this flow chart of methodology adopted by this study. Actually, this work I have done in my PhD research work, and these are the methodology. First, we have derived the EGFR inhibitors selected from our studies, and then we have prepared the ligand structures. Ligand here, the ligand is my erlotinib, and then we have a docking study, and then we have selected the with the minimum binding energy, and then we use for the then we use by admit study, and we have done admit study here, and then after admit study the lead potent inhibitor proposed, and then we have done the molecular dynamic simulations. Next. The in silico is just a small structure of the discovery used in this is small we docking as compound has been identified the confirmed as well as in the treatment of the diseases, and process can involve by bioinformatics, genomics, and protein biology and advanced innovations. And virtual screening was described as an efficient, cost effective, and time saving strategy, and combination of ligand and receptor interact each other to predict the inhibit of biological functions through docking software, usually has a particular algorithm to identify the active sites of the protein by allowing binding of ligands in the receptors, and the best possible binding positions of ligand with protein, and after that we get hit the potent drug, and then we use the directly with the ADME study and the simulation studies. Next. Molecular docking. Yes, these are the some results which we have which I have chosen. These are these are how the erlotinib is bind with my active sites. Here the my active sites is a, you can see there's some small blue line, and these are the hydrogen bonds which indicates the bonding with the methionine 769, and it's a very good bond line with 2.74. It means this erlotinib drug can bind in the binding sites of active binding sites of HER2. Next slide. The here the absorption distribution ADME study. There's some simple and simple explanation of ADME. What is ADME? Is the absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion, and all these metabolism. In the distribution, the target of the drug to its target to distribute and proportionally accumulated tissues, and our drug has successfully stand in the ADME test. Next. And these are the some predicted ADME properties. Here we can see the pharmacokinetics and the human absorption and the drug likeness and the medicinal chemistry, Payne's alert, and Lipinski rule 5. Because we all know that for the drug, Lipinski rule 5 is very necessary. So I have selected here. I have just admit top 10 results. Actually, I have just chosen 2,500 compounds for my this studies, but I have just got only 10 with the minimum binding energy, with the minimum binding energy and the with good results of ADME study. But in this ADME study, we have got only two, which shows which crosses the blood-brain barrier. And for the glioblastoma, as we all know that the glioblastoma, we need a drug which passes the blood-brain barrier. These are the some results, ligand 1 to 10, and this shows the very good lipophilicity and pharmacokinetics and human absorption, drug likeness, medicinal chemistry, and Lipinski rule 5. Next. These are some viability tests. It's just a figure from the radar, lipophilicity size and the polar and the institute and the flaxes, and these are two selected ligands which already in our available in the bank. Next. These are the some detailed drug likeness, medicinal chemistry, and drug likeness and medicinal chemistry. But there is this actually we have selected two ligands. One has shows the very good binding energy with my active site, but active site residue. But another one does not shows any hydrogen bond with the active site, but it passes the blood-brain barrier. So we have selected both ligands, and these are the as we saw, they both are passes from the Lipinski rules, and the viability score is 0.5. They both shows that 0.5, and the synthetic accessibility pains, there's no pain alerts in my both the drugs. Next. There is some pharmacokinetics explanation here, and in the ligand 1 and the ligand 2, there is passes with the blood-brain barrier, and the blood-brain barrier. My ligand 2, which doesn't shows it doesn't shows the hydrogen bonding, but it passes the blood-brain barrier, as I also mentioned earlier. But but my main, which one is showing the hydrogen bond, it's not passes the blood-brain barrier, but we can check in the in vitro lab. So this is only the preliminary studies of in silico, and as after that we can check in the real wet lab. Next. And after we have selected two, then we have run with the molecular dynamic simulation. And molecular dynamic simulation is the computer simulations, and allowed to interact the period of time, the most such complex between simulation and past number of practicals, it is possible to find the property by using numerical methods, and it represents the interface between the laboratory experiment. The theory can be understood by the virtual experiment. And the molecular dynamic simulation can predict the state of protein. In the situation, we can save the trajectory. It can be predict the movement of large protein in which the possible X-rays. And we have used GROMEX here for this for this molecular dynamic simulation. And next slide. These are the trajectory RMSD results, and here are 20 nanosecond molecular dynamic simulation. We were carried out, and each EGFR ligand bond complex, EGFR ligand 1 and 2, as the patterns of ligand binding, as well as the EGFR TK intermolecular interaction were similar. Only the representative similes included in the results. The figure illustrate the orientation of the bond ligand within the ligand binding pocket of EGFR TK, along with the encounter energies of contributing residues. And this figure shows the MSD strategy 20 nanosecond simulation were taken analysis in the term of RMSD. Next. And these are some binding interaction of EGR with ligand 2. It's a closure view of molecular dynamic simulation. Next is the second is a ligand second. Is the same, that binding, it shows the binding interaction, but it doesn't shows any hydrogen bond, so it's look like that. And next, these are the discussions. And glioma indicates the most recurrent carcinoma of the CNS, representing most of all the malices prime brain tumor, and multiple refers to tumor heterogeneity. And in this, elnotinib is an aniline quinazole line containing first line EGFR inhibitors, which have approved by the FDA, and in 2004 treating the NSCLC diagnostic patients. Next. No, actually, before I just conclude the conclusion, there is some discussion parts also. Consequently, the various study were performed to evaluate the efficacy of potential anti-GBM drug. In this patient studies, the elnotinib was used the combination of either of temozolomide, rapamycins, and quite GBM was unresponsive of elnotinib treatment. And this is a simple drawback, because because in preliminary studies there is some false studies also. There's elnotinib is not working in the glioblastoma. So reportedly the ERK pathway is activated in the adaptive resistance response to elnotinib. And in this way we perform an in silico for screening the best elnotinib candidates among the thousands of subsidiaries. So as accomplished this, we perform virtual screening, and according to docking study, our results showed 10 best hit molecules. But and after that we conclude that according to drug likeness prediction, the ADME properties, the compound ligand 1 or 2 were found to the lead potential and anti-GBM drug candidates. And in the present study, we exhaust in silico analysis involved with the structure based screening, and then novel anti-EGFR inhibits molecules were performed. Next. In the next pharmacokinetics profile, we have compound ligand 1 and 2 with convincing the ADME score, and the elnotinib derivatives such as the ligand 1 and used for the anti-EGFR therapy against the GBM. In the conclusion, molecular docking together with the molecular docking simulations are indispensable in silico techniques for determining the conformations ability for protein ligand complex. Next. Sorry, can you please do back? yeah, in the at the end, I just wanted to say there is some future scopes. There is some future scope for this Ilnotinib study. In the is a very promising. It can be a very promising therapeutic approach in our studies. Our new inhibitor of EGFR with the higher potency and specificity antagonist the receptor tyrosine kinase, and we have identified the efficacy of therapeutic drug for the successful treatment of GBM. Next. Next. Thank you. There is some questions if